my wonderful listeners. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast, where language isn't just a subject to study, but a playground, a puzzle, and sometimes a wild, beautiful experiment. Today's episode is for the brave, for the restless, alright? For the curious souls who ask themselves, what if I push my brain to the limit? What if I try to learn a whole language in just 1 week? Sounds good, right? Yes, you heard me right. Today, we're deep diving into the world of extreme language learning challenges. Those mad, inspiring experiments where polyglots, YouTubers, or everyday learners lock themselves away or throw themselves into immersion and say, okay, brain, let's see what you've got. But here's the real question. Does it work? What actually happens in your brain? And what can we humble language mortals learn from these extreme stunts? For the following minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey through the psychology of rapid learning and the science of what's possible in a short burst. Real stories from famous polyglots and brave experimental learners. The hidden truth behind viral I learned Japanese in 7 days videos. And what you, yes, you, can realistically borrow from these techniques for your own language journey. So grab your coffee, your notebook, or just sit back and close your eyes. Because today we're going to test the limits of human memory and human obsession. So, without further ado, let's get started. So let's start with the obvious. Why do people do this? Why would anyone try to cram an entire language into 7 days, knowing full well they won't reach Shakespearean fluency? Well, the answer is part curiosity, part adrenaline, and part human nature. We love a challenge. We love challenges. We love pushing boundaries. Also love stories. And I learned a language in a week is a story that grabs attention, clicks, and imaginations. But it's also deeper than that. Some do it to test how much raw data the brain can handle. Others do it to prove a point that motivation and extreme focus can break through years of procrastination. And some do it just for fun. Because playing with languages is, in itself, a kind of intellectual thrill ride. So, let's get practical now. What's actually possible in 1 week? Here's where the science comes in. Your brain is an amazing pattern finding machine. It can absorb thousands of new words, sounds, and rules quickly, if given the right input, intensity, and emotional engagement. In studies on hyperpolyglots, researchers have found that short, intense immersion can supercharge comprehension and passive vocabulary. But here's the catch. Production, speaking fluently, lags behind. Why is that? Because understanding a word is one thing. Recalling it under pressure, conjugating it correctly, obviously, pronouncing it confidently, that's a whole other beast. So, in a week, what can you expect? Most extreme learners can reach basic readings and social formulas, recognizing common words by ear, repeating memorized sentences with fair accuracy, asking simple questions and giving short answers, singing along to a song, badly but bravely, let's say. What you probably won't reach is fluid, flexibility conversation about abstract topics. Grammar structures get shaky, pronunciation may be off, and comprehension drops sharply when native speakers talk fast. But is that a failure? Not at all. Because even 7 days can crack open the door to a language you once thought impossible. Now, let's get inspired. Real examples from real polyglots. One of my favorite stories is Benny Lewis, the Irish polyglot behind Fluent in 3 months. Years ago, he did a stunt, learn basic Czech in 1 week. Live on camera. He did it by living Czech 24/7. Labels on furniture. Recording himself, talking to strangers, making embarrassing mistakes, and laughing about them. By day 7, could he discuss politics? Of course not, right? But he could greet locals, order food, ask for directions, and charm people with his effort. Then there's Moses McCormick, the legendary YouTube polyglot, known for leveling up in grocery stores. He'd grab a phrase book, spend a few days memorizing practical lines, then go find native speakers at malls, markets, wherever. Was his grammar perfect? No. But did it break the ice and win smiles? Every time. You know that, right? Definitely. Or take the viral trend. Learn Korean in 7 days. These videos are half entertainment, half raw experiment. People binge K-dramas, listen to songs on loop, shadow phrases for hours, then test themselves by speaking with a Korean friend at the end. What you see is not a miracle. It's a window into how repetition, emotional excitement, and pressure can unlock rapid short-term gains. But now, let's be real again. What are the downsides? Extreme learning is thrilling but exhausting. Sleep deprivation is common. Motivation can burn out fast. And what you cram in 1 week can fade just as quickly if not reinforced. It's like pouring water into a bucket with holes. Intense input fills it fast, but without daily practice afterward, it leaks out. Plus, some learners feel shame after the challenge. And they say, I thought I'd be fluent, but I'm not. This is where I want you to listen closely, my dear listeners. Fluency is not a sprint. It's a habit, a relationship, a friendship with mistakes and messy sentences. A week can give you a head start, but mastery is a slow dance. And this is something actually I talked to one of my guests, James Peruka, in a science of motivation, learning how to be motivated all the time with the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. I'll really suggest you to go back in one of the episodes, I think it's 109, 108, with James. We talk about it. It's also really good. Now, what can we learn and use from these experiments? Here's the goal. Extreme learners do a few things right, okay? Things you can steal for your routine. What are the massive inputs? They flood their brains with sound, music, movies, podcasts, real conversation, you name it. They drown out their native language. This sensory saturation works wonders. Focused, short goals. They don't aim for fluency. They aim for greet my neighbor, order dinner, introduce myself. These micro goals build confidence and momentum. This is just like going to the gym, right? When you got the momentum, doesn't look nice, right? Immediate output. They don't wait to be perfect. They speak from day one. They mimic, shadow, repeat, and improvise. Another one, but this one's good, playfulness. They treat mistakes as trophies. They celebrate each tiny win. They stay curious, not fearful. This is the key. And this episode is sponsored by Pro Club Languages at MikeEnglishOnline.com, where learning has no limits. Are you ready to take your language skills, teaching career, or professional growth to the next level? Whether you're looking to master a new language, prepare for international exams, or enhance your teaching expertise, Broad Club Languages is here to help. At myenglishonline.com, we offer language learning for all levels and ages: English, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, and more. English for specific purposes: business, academic, travel, and professional communication. International exams preparation: IELTS, TOEFL, CEFR, and beyond. But that's not all. If you're an educator, trainer, or aspiring teacher, we also provide workshops and seminars on pedagogy, educational psychology, motivation, classroom strategies, and innovative teaching techniques. Teacher training programs to help you stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of education. Expert insights on language acquisition, student engagement, and modern teaching methodologies. At Broad Club Languages, we don't just teach, we empower, inspire, and transform. Whether you're a student, a teacher, or a professional, we help you unlock opportunities, confidence, and success. Visit MikeEnglishOnline.com today and start your journey toward mastery, because learning is a lifelong adventure, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Ready to level up? Click the link in the description and join Broad Club Languages today. Now, let's imagine you can't dedicate 10 hours a day for a week. You have a job, family, life, right? That's okay. Still the principle at least. Create mini immersion bursts. An hour of zero native language input. 2. Practice speaking immediately. However broken, doesn't matter. Another one. Play with new phrases. The way kids do. Repeat, exaggerate, and laugh. And the last one, but not the least one. Review and reuse daily. Don't cram and forget. And here's the beautiful twist. These challenges remind us that learning a language is not about perfection. It's about courage, about being playful. It's about playing, right? It's about being willing to sound silly and loving yourself for it. Remember that this is not about being perfect. This is about just trying. Do your best. Try to keep talking. Listen. Be yourself. Right? So, fluency is coming from the heart, little by little, right? So, next time you see a video, I learned Japanese in 7 days, smile, be inspired. But remember, it's not magic. It's mindset. And you have that power too. Of course, at your own pace in your own life. And as we wrap up this episode, and this wild, joyful exploration of the human brain's limits, I hope you carry this thought with you. Language is not a race to the finish line. It's a river. It flows, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Jump in whenever you can, splash around, swim deep, get lost in it. And when you do, no matter how long it takes, you'll find yourself not just learning words, but unlocking parts of yourself you never knew existed. So, as I always say, until next time, keep speaking, keep exploring, and keep growing. One word, 1 week, one lifetime at a time.